And joining me now in our studio is experienced mountain climber Daniel Keren. Daniel is a man who has summited Mount Everest, one of the very few Israelis to achieve it. Daniel, sir, thanks so much for being with us. First, let me ask, do you think these new rules make sense, that there's no exemption regardless of how experienced you are?
Well, I think these rules make sense in general because the government of Nepal has to take responsibility for the lives and the safety of all climbers, and in that sense, the government is in between a rock and a hard place. Because on one hand, they have the tourism as a very important source of income, and on the other hand, their responsibility for the safety. However, in these restrictions that they imposed, there are several, I would say, ethical questions. For example, banning amputees or blind people raises questions of human rights.
And there are many war veterans who have come out against this ruling already, saying we want to, they're athletic, they want to climb, now they're being prohibited. Exactly,
exactly. The fact that you're physically challenged doesn't mean that you take an extra risk. I would say the opposite. The statistics show the opposite. Statistically, these groups of people are not prone to risk more than anyone else. Can
I ask you just a personal question? I mean, people die every year trying to climb Mount Everest. There are some seasons where it's horrific, more than a dozen climbers killed. Why did you want to climb it? A, why would you want to do that? And B, describe what it's like to be on literally the top of the world.
Well, I've climbed Everest after many years of climbing, both rock climbing and mountain climbing, and I've climbed all over the world, and I've summited 8,000 meters peaks, both in the Himalayas and other peaks lower in the rest of the world. And I would say it was a kind of evolutionary process. And at a certain point, you want to say, okay, I'll do that just to get it off the list.
All right, so we have the images. These are your images from your summit. What does it feel like? I mean, we have viewers around the world probably wondering that exact thing. What's going through your mind when you're doing it?
Well, at the critical stages of the climb, you have to be focused. You have to be focused on the here and now. You don't think of the achievement. You don't think of the risks. You just focus on the next step and try to do what is needed.
Is it fun? I mean, do you get enjoyment out of it?
Well, there are many moments of fun, and there are many moments, especially at night, where you feel isolated and tired and alone, and so it's a balance between these two, yeah.
All right, Daniel, thanks so much for being with us. Appreciate your perspective on these new rules. Thank you so much for your expert analysis.